Welcome to Angel Air. My name is Anita Mayberry, and today we have such an incredible special treat to share with you. The lovely Gail Thackray is here, and we have an amazing interview with her today lined up, talking about how she became equipped with spirit, mediumship, and how spirit came to her, a little bit about her story, and how I actually came into contact with Gail, which is kind of a very unique story. I had the opportunity to meet you in New Jersey back in May of this year, and you were doing a manifestation expo. And I got to sit on that, which was absolutely incredible. You did some beautiful work there with some souls and just allowing your beautiful energy to come in through. And it was such an honor.
Thank you.
And one of the beautiful things about Gail is that she has such a beautiful, warm heart and spirit, where she's here to help heal humanity and allow those who are willing to let spirit into their lives use the guidance of the angels and beings of light that are here to help us release, to raise human consciousness and be a part of the beautiful movement that's going on right now. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and turn the floor over to you, Gail, if you don't mind, speaking a little bit about yourself and how spirit came to you. And it's just such an honor to be in your presence today.
Oh, well, thank you, Anita. It's so wonderful to be on here. Well, I say I was pretty normal until I hit 40, and then all of a sudden I started doing freaky, weird stuff. So there is hope for all of you. You want to do freaky, weird stuff? I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. Do you want to hear a little bit about my story and how that happened? Yeah? Okay, so I came to an event, a little bit like this, like a whole life kind of event. And I'm with my mom, and there's this psychic there. And she's really cool. She's going around the room and she's saying, okay, I have your grandfather and I have your father. And I'm thinking, oh, pick me, because I really, really wanted a reading. But she didn't. So she was having a workshop. So I said to my mom, well, we should go to the workshop because we're going to get read, right? So we signed up for this workshop. We have no idea really what it's about. And we show up and there's a big sign and it says how to become a medium. And I became a medium. So, I had businesses. I'm a mom, and so I had a pretty regular life, and all of a sudden I was able to speak with spirit on the other side. Wow. And it really changed my life. Oh my gosh. And I realized if I could do this, that we can all do this. Okay, so I was already a medium, and I'm already doing Reiki healing, because after I did this and became and had this attunement and became psychic through Reiki, I thought, oh, this is really cool. So then I actually started doing more Reiki. I actually quit my entire job, everything I was doing, and started just doing weird stuff, which my husband wasn't very thrilled about, that I'd just done a 180 and become completely strange. But anyway, so I started being a medium and doing spiritual healing. And I started doing Reiki on people. And as I'm practicing on people, they say, wow, my knee feels great, or my hip feels great. And I think, really? Because, I didn't really feel anything, So I was seeing it in results from them because I actually wasn't feeling the energy. So even if you don't feel it, it can still work. There's a whole invisible world around us of spirit guides and people, loved ones around us, and they're there wanting to help us and wanting to tune in and be with us and help us heal and help us with our daily lives. And we just, most of the time we're kind of blocked off, and we get busy and we don't realize it, and so we don't ask for help when it's really there. And so, at first when this happened to me, I started doing readings on people. And then after a while I said, I need to teach other people how to do this, because, this should be shared with everybody. Everybody can do this. Yes. Yeah. And so I dedicate my life now to more speaking and writing books and teaching other people about how they can communicate with spirit and that they're all around us. And, mediumship could be talking with loved ones on the other side, bringing messages through. It could be channeling, healing energy. It could be helping you manifest things in your life, helping you in your daily life, being guided. If we knew that we had a partner on the other side that was helping us all the time, our life would run so much more smoothly when we just think to say, hey, I need a little bit of help with this. And we're not supposed to be here struggling and, having a hard financial time, hard emotional time. These are things that we bring to ourselves to, just to kind of test us, challenge us, make life interesting.
That's for sure.
And the idea is just to, you know, to process that and get through it, but not to you know, be on it and on it and on it. And I think that, you know, all the physical illnesses that we have, they've all come from something. They've come from something in our life that we've held on to, or maybe even a past life. Okay, so we do that. We haven't finished that lesson that we're having, so we bring somebody else in to continue teaching us until eventually we actually do something about it. Maybe we never do. And if we don't do anything about it, it's actually going to start getting more and more dense, more and more physical, and it's going to come into our body, and it's going to sit in our body. And where it is in your body is going to tell you where it came from. So if it's in this area of your body, it's going to be relationships. Okay, who's got issues? Ovary, womb, testing, stuff like that, all here, this area? Yeah, relationships. Come on, admit it. Who's got some relationships sitting in here? Yeah? Okay, what about family? That's going to be in this area here, right? So on your body, where the energy is sitting is also going to tell you where it came from. But it really doesn't matter. What matters is how do we learn that, absorb that lesson, and then move on and dissolve that. Would that be good? Because we'd like to get rid of that stuff. We'd like to get rid of all the things around us. I call them triggers. So if you look back in your life and you think about what things still irk me. When you look back in your life at that old relationship, that ex, do you go, oh yeah, that was really horrible. I went through a really hard time, but I love and light to them because I had that wonderful experience and I'm glad. Yeah? Who does that? Okay, who does, I can't believe that person did that to me. Yeah, we're not angels. You have to be a Buddhist monk sitting on a mountain meditating somewhere if you've got rid of all your stuff. No, we have these triggers, and you look back at stuff, and it might be even something like small and insignificant, but it might bother you. But we're not stuck with it. It's energy that we can change.
You can release it and let it go and have peace with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Speaking of manifesting, I know that when I had the joy of being a part of you and you guest speaking, you talked about manifestation and how we can incorporate that in our daily lives. And I took that beautiful information and I did a little experiment of myself because you had done one of yours. I think it was with butterflies. Was it with butterflies?
I did a little experiment where I said, you know, I'd heard that if you try to manifest something that you're not that emotionally attached to, like, you know, you're going up to a green light or you're going up to a red light and you're going green light, green light, green light, and then it changes green.
Yes.
Or the parking fairy where you say, I will get a parking spot.
That's what I did today.
Yeah, and did you get one?
Yes.
And I did this with butterflies. I said, well, you know, if I can manifest something, then I'll know, you know. So I said, okay, I'll manifest butterflies, you know, because that's easy. And you know, and I went a week without manifesting a butterfly. And I'm like, wow, this is harder than I thought, you know. I mean, I normally see butterflies all the time, and it's like, you know, I didn't see a photo, I didn't see a picture, I didn't see a t-shirt with a butterfly, nothing. And I thought, oh, I've killed off all the butterflies. And I had another go at this, and I said, okay, I'm going to do it again. And I sat there and I said, I'm going to manifest butterflies. And I opened my eyes and I looked down the garden and there was this swarm coming towards me, a swarm of white butterflies, and they came all around me and then flew away. And I said, the reason I think that they showed me the lack of was because if I'd have seen it right away, I probably would have said, oh, maybe it was coincidence. Yes. You know, I do live on a ranch and there are butterflies around. So, you know, I think they really had to drill it home to me that, no, you really did manifest that. Look, you tried for a week and then now you did it and you really did that. And we manifest things all the time.
I love that. A lot of the friends that I'm in contact with, they know me as the mega manifester because I'm like, okay, if you put it out there, the universe supports growth. You know, it supports movement and encouragement. So, you know, if you don't ask, it doesn't know, you know, so let's ask and bring that energy in. And I thought of you because I did a little test myself where I said to the universe, I would love to see deer. Okay. And, you know, deer are pretty much at nighttime. You can probably spot a few here and there. And it didn't happen that evening, But the next day, I was driving home and I was going through a back windy road. GPS had taken me a different way I've never been before. And all of a sudden I start slowing down. I'm like, I'm gonna see some deer. And a big, huge deer walked out across the street. And then off to my left, I looked and there was flocks of deer. And I sat cracking up laughing. So I was like, oh my gosh, the universe and its sense of humor. But you can do it. If you go out there and you just put that energy and that vibration, that intent out there, it will come back to you. And I love that. It was so important, such an important message.
Yeah, and I tell people just practice doing little things that you don't really care about, and then when you see that you're doing it, then you can try to, you know, maybe have something a little bit bigger that you're more emotionally attached to that might be a little bit more difficult.
Practice first, right? Yeah. And speaking of books, I actually have a book here I would like to share with our viewers. Gail Thackray, you wrote this, Spiritual Journeys, Visiting John of God. At the expo, I had an incredible experience with you both there, and later on that evening you graciously had signed in here, I've been wanting to go see John of God ever since I heard about him, something with that connection and seeing him, and you wrote in there, you will go see him, and I was so excited.
Is that what I wrote?
Yep, I'm going to read it to you. It said, to Anita, you will come to Brazil.
Wow.
And I loved it because I'm just showing everybody so you can all see this. You had said when you were doing your talk about manifestation that sometimes when you place the book underneath your pillow, you've heard that you've heard back from people, they see John of God. I had this incredible story. I'm so excited to share with you and our viewers that it's very true, because I took this book home with me, and I no sooner I'd put it underneath my pillow, I was out like a light. And I saw John of God come to me, and he grabbed his hand, and all of a sudden there was a white staircase leading up, and it led to this big white door. And he said, here you go ahead and go in. And he was so sweet, so loving, so caring. He opened up the door, and the room was all in white. It was like a white classroom. Everybody had desks. There was some people in there that I knew. And then there was a beautiful window. And when you looked out, you saw nothing but clouds. It was like a heaven classroom, really. And I saw you in the corner, and it felt so good to see such a beautiful angel, a familiar face, and I suddenly felt at ease and at peace and calm. And he sat me down at this white table and this desk and chair, and he said, okay, here's where you're going to sit, and here's where you're going to do your work. And so you were kind of overseeing everybody, and it was lovely. It was amazing. And so I had a few recurring dreams where I would go up there and do work and whatever was instructed to do.
Wow, so they were really working on you, giving you enlightenment. They were really
incredible.
Opening you spiritually.
It was so vivid. Like, I remember everything, and you were just beautiful. You were dressed all in white, and you had this cute little smile on your face, like, oh, she's here finally. And it was just so reassuring that the work that you do, and that's validation to you to let you know that your work is so important, and I value it, and I value you as a soul and a spirit, as an angel. And it's interesting because I was hoping I'd get an opportunity to do the interview with you today, and over the past 2 nights I've seen you, and it was so incredible because I no sooner than put my head on the pillow and go off into a nice sound sleep, and you took me up, and it was 2 nights ago that you did that, and you had this beautiful hand. It was lit up all in gold, and you said, okay, follow me, I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse you and wash you and make you shine as the beautiful star you are. And then last night it was like I saw you again, and you came, and we were sitting doing an interview together, and it was like validation that I would have this incredible opportunity to be sitting next to you and be in your light and your love.
That is so wonderful. And I don't remember coming and visiting you the night on Friday.
I didn't run with it because it felt so real.
Yeah. But I've had that before where people have said that I came to them in the middle of the night and I did healing work on them.
Yes.
And so, I think that we actually can, that there are, in the middle of the night, there are several of us that go out there and that we can astral travel and do amazing things. And I haven't heard a story like this where you went to a classroom, but I'm sure that was enlightenment, and I'm sure it was real.
It really was. It was like, and I saw you, and you were just, you were radiant, and there was like 1 or 2 other people that I knew, I won't say their names, but it was just absolutely profound, and it was like, this is the work that you're going to do. And ever since then, I see myself in a map of Brazil, my name's right there, and I'm like, I know that John of God and I have some work to do, and whatever that has, whatever the universe universe has in store, I embrace it fully. But and then you just being there with your nurturing, beautiful, motherly self, it was just amazing. It was absolutely
when
amazing.
I do these shows, honestly, I don't remember
Yes.
what a lot of the things that I say.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what I said to you. And when I write things in the book, it's not actually from me. It really is from the spirits.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm sure you're coming to Brazil.
Yes. And it was so cool because you even said as I sat in the chair and you were doing your beautiful energy work on me, you're like, I see in a few weeks, about 4 weeks time, you know, I see lots of cameras that are going to be around you, and you said you're going to get an acting opportunity. It might be small, but go ahead and take it. No sooner came back from Peru in the jungle and got my feet, you know, planted back on earth, and I got a phone call, and it was to go on a show and be an actress on one of the TV shows, and it was absolutely amazing.
Wow.
And you were right on point. Your accuracy was incredible. So you touched me, and I love sharing your energy and your beautiful readings and everything that you do with other people I come into contact with.
Oh, thank you.
Fabulous.
Because, you know, it's nice to get validation, because a lot of times I don't remember. It's kind of like patchy memory. So some of the things I remember meeting you, but I don't remember what I told you. So that's kind of an indication that that was a direct message from spirit. So that was somebody up there.
You go. I'm just like, I love sharing that, because it's amazing how, you know, when you tap into source and you tap into spirit, you know, how you're able to share the messages that are really of importance and of value, and then it just unfolds and it happens and it's true. So
And your grandfather's around you now, and he's saying he's the one that gave you the message.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. God bless you. I love my pappy.
Yeah.
Every time I see a train, I always think of him. He loved trains.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. And I think he's around you when you're doing your shooting. And he's also saying that this show is going to go so much further. I think further than you even imagine that it's going to come through.
You're going to make me cry. Thank you. You're
you know
so
what?
precious.
It makes me cry too, because when they come through, there's this strong feeling, and you're very energy sensitive. So you're feeling it. You're actually feeling his energy. And when they come through, it's not like a sadness, and you feel silly. You're like crying, but it's what it is. It's a feeling of a slice of heaven.
It is.
And when you touch in and these spirits come through, you feel their energy, and it feels fantastic. And we're both going to need tissues in a minute.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much. God bless
And it
you
is.
for
It's a
sharing
spiritual
that.
energy, and that's why I tell people, you know, just let it out and feel it and release it, because it's a good happiness. It's a good look. I'm crying now, and it's your papa coming through. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I can't express to you how you've changed not just my life, but so many others that you touch and come into contact with. And you're just such an incredible angel soul. And I feel so grateful being here.
Thank you. I hear a lot of stories about the book.
Yes.
I haven't heard this particular one, but I hear a lot of people saying
what
that.
are the other things they say?
Well, they talk about getting healings in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And I think it's about when you have anything really from John of God, but especially a book, because, you know, when you're reading, your mind is going to that place. And when you put your mind there, they're connecting with you already, and they're already working on you. And especially when you're tired, you're in that dream state, they can work on you better. So I get a lot of people say, you know, at night, they've had the book, they've been reading the book, or they've had it under their pillow next to their bed. I had one lady said in the middle of the night, she'd only had the book one night, and her book cover had this big green streak across the front.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it hadn't been out in the sun or anything, but like there was a big green streak, like right down across the front like that.
Wow.
And she brought it up on stage, and everybody wanted to buy her book. And I said, you know, it comes for everybody, and what it is, it's the energy coming through. And you just put out a wish that, you know, this is what I'd like to change. You know, I'd like to dissolve this health issue. I'd like a little bit of help with this. I'd like to manifest this into my life. And you just put it out there, and these spirits they're there waiting for us.
That's what the thing is people don't realize that if they state that and they say this is something that I really need, something that I really desire or want, when they put that energy out there, it comes back. It's just fabulous.
I've had people in my talks, and they're really just sitting and listening, but something happens. It's like somehow they go, okay, I'll have that, and their heart opens, and it's like, I'm willing to have that. I would like to experience that. I'd like to have that, and bang, it's like that. And I actually see these spirits coming in the room and working on people, and it's so wonderful. And it's not that I have to actually, you know, be there and touch them or anything. It's like their connection, just something like that. And I feel them right now, look, I'm crying again. But when they come through, it's that amazing feeling. And that's something that anybody can have at home. You don't have to go see somebody or do anything. You can sit at home. I like to put my hand over my heart and just ask to tap into spirit. And when you just say, I'm open, this is what I'd like help with, they will come, and they can make changes, and they can heal, and they can bring the things into your life. Because we're supposed to be whole and happy and healthy and have abundance in our lives.
I love that. I love that. God bless you and all your beautiful work, love. That's amazing. I just want to let our viewers know that, you know, if there's any way that, you know, you would like to get into contact with Gail, love, how can they reach you? How can they connect with you?
Well, my website is just my name, which is Gail Thackray. So it's gailthackray.com, which is GailThackray.com. And my books are on Amazon, of course.
You guys gotta pick this up. I'm telling you, Dawn of God and Gail are waiting for you. All you have to do is place it under your pillow, and you're gonna have some amazing, remarkable visuals. It's absolutely incredible.
And on my website, I do encourage people, they sign up for free on my healing list, and then when I go anywhere, I take their names with them. So you were talking about, you saw this list.
Yes.
Well, you're on my list.
Oh my goodness.
So whenever I go to John of God or wherever I go in the world, I take your name, and that's why. That's why you're feeling the healing.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Oh,
so you saw the list? That was amazing.
I did. It was like this one that never ended. Like the names were just, it was like this scroll that you see sometimes when you're doing, you know, meditations. It was like all the way down the floor. I was like, I'm on there. I see me. It's happening.
That was it. That was the list you saw. So that's fantastic.
Well, Gail, thank you. It was an absolute honor to have you.
And Papa says he loves you too. And
thank you, God, for all your messages, everything that you are. You know, hopefully down the road, if you're ever in the area again, have you come back on. And also Angel Radio, we have a radio show too.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
So yeah, reaching out to people, letting them know, you know, what you do and how you go about everything that's loving and kind and gracious. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, everybody. It's such a special treat today to be in the presence of Gail Thackray. Tune in, because you never know what dimension I'll be flying into next. Take care and blessings. Thank you.